Okay, how's everybody doing? I'm back. As you can see, I'm in the car. Got to run to town. Do something I forgot to do yesterday. But anyway, so I so wish I could just get. Let me start that again. I so wish I could get on here and just talk about cows and pigs and chickens, and vegetables, and I'm sure I could, but I just feel the need. And I don't have a very big reach. I understand that. I got 248 subscribers, and I think I average about 20 views per video. But still, I just feel the need to get on here and try to warn people. Try to get folks thinking about what's going on in the world, especially in our country. But I've watched a few videos lately, and I watched one from the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, which, granted, it's not the United States. But anyway, this guy was talking, and he said that he got a speeding ticket there by camera, and they just went ahead and deducted the money out of his account. No, he can appeal it, I guess, but just, no chance to contest it in court. Just, you're guilty, we're taking the money, and, you can try to get it back. And then there was someone was talking about Canada is going all in on this ESG stuff and talking about their free health care and how if you're not towing the line, following the prescribed agenda, then they can deny you health care. Like I said, this was a video I watched on, whether it was YouTube or Facebook, but there's my disclaimer. And then Australia. Now, Australia's pretty deep in this stuff already, but they are using closed circuit TV, CCTV cameras to monitor their crowd. And I can't remember which city it was, but they're monitoring the crowd with facial, and then they're funneling it through a facial recognition software to decide, the way they explained it on there is if they saw you frowning or looking unhappy, then they would start keeping an eye on you. And if there was a group of you that did not look happy, then the police would be deployed to find out what's going on. I don't know about you, and all three of these did not come from the United States. But our own government's looking into this stuff. They will do it given a chance. And I think that's why a lot of this stuff is being escalated. And we're seeing things about UFOs and spy balloons and, hey, look, squirrel. And with Canada, their situation, they're also going to this digital currency. So that means they have access to everyone's money all the time. I don't know about y'all, but I don't like that idea. And I used to think that the people of the United States of America would not stand for that. But I can hear someone now hearing that story about Australia and saying, okay, yeah, I like that. That makes me feel safer. Deploying the peace when people don't look happy makes you feel safer. I mean, you know, it doesn't mean, of course, I tend to not look happy most of the time. It's not that I'm unhappy, it's just, that's my face. It's crazy. And I don't know, I can't tell you who said it, whether it was either Thomas Jefferson or Ben Franklin. Said that if you're willing to sacrifice your liberty for safety, you deserve neither. I believe that more and more every day. And that's what we're going to get. We're not going to be safer. These people in Washington, D.C. are so disconnected from us. They think that anybody can go out and buy a $60,000 car because they can. I mean, they don't think that's an expensive car. That's wrong. I mean, and there's so much else going on. But for those of you who want, and I was talking about basic income. I got a question for all of you that are for that, okay? So if everybody's guaranteed a base income, say $1,000 a month, and I don't know if that's the right number or not, but let's just say for the sake of argument that that's it. How many people are just going to just say, okay, well then I get $1,000 a month, I'll get out here and hustle, a few days a month, make a little extra cash once in a while, and just drop out of the workforce and not pay taxes. They guarantee you $1,000 a month. And I don't know if that's the real number they're thinking about. I don't have a clue. That's just a number I'm throwing out. You get your basic income. You get your health care taken care of. Who's going to pay for that? Those people aren't. Are you going to tax that $1,000? So now they only get, $800 a month? This universal basic income, that's what it's called. It's just a vote buying ploy. I know if people don't, it's an overused term, I think. If people don't wake up, pay attention to what's going on, then we're all in trouble. I know a lot of people don't like politics, and especially don't like world politics. We got to pay attention to that stuff. It affects everything. And we have people in control in our government right now that buy into the whole one world government thing. Now, I've seen that some people are saying that it's the whole one world government and the World Economic Forum and all that's in trouble because people are waking up. And I hope that's true. I really do. I'm not sure I believe it at this point. But, you know, it's just crazy what's going on out there. And, man, to get into a little bit of the agriculture side here for a second. Dude just ran a red light. But anyway, chickens. Man, my feed on Facebook is just all kinds of people wanting to know where to buy chickens, and people are selling laying hens that they're claiming to be 18 months old for $15 a piece. You know, they're advertising, chicks up to a week old for $4 and $5. Of course, that's, about what the hatcheries get for them if they have any available. I mean, it's definitely the law of supply and demand, and I don't want anybody to step in, but it's getting crazy. But on the other side of that coin, I've noticed something. I was in the old Wally World the other day, and I happened to walk by the egg section, and I always check the prices. Prices are down on eggs right now, at least in Pittsburg, Kansas, which is where I was. So, maybe we're having an impact. Plus, these chickens that were destroyed are starting to be replaced. The way I understand the big laying operations, they'll only keep a chicken for a year, and then they're done. They sell them, and they get made into canned chicken and all kinds of other stuff. But so they're starting to replace those chickens. We have some chickens now back in the system that are at point of lay, so but I really think that people ought to continue to buy chickens and have their own eggs. I know we're sure going to. Just don't know what's going to happen. And even if the egg prices get back down where they should be, I mean, then it doesn't mean everything else is going down. And there's a whole lot of other stuff going on right now. But anyway, on the chicken thing, I don't know if I made this clear enough. They call the laying hens at about 18 months. They start laying about 6 months, and 18 months to 2 years, they call them. And they have other chickens ready to go that are at point of lay. They bring in, and they'll replace the whole house every year or so. And they're planning for this. They've already got chicks hatching and being raised for this. So depending on where that laying house was in their rotation, those laying hens are being replaced now. You know, because it started back in September, October, you know, killing these large groups of chickens, you know. And I'm sure every egg operation's a little different, so. Anyway, I hope that helps some people. But we've got to be vigilant, pay attention to what's going on. We are. I think a person could make an argument that we are in World War III. It's just not going full blown yet. And I am afraid that Russia and China, they have a plan. You know, Russia's invading that place, Ukraine, that's it. And I think China is waiting for just the right time to invade Taiwan and take it back. Because the way I understand it, it has been implied that if they do that, the United States will step in to protect Taiwan. Because Taiwan's just an island. I mean, it's a pretty good sized island, but still, it's not big enough to defend itself against China. So, we're at an interesting place. And, you know, being the father of a 17-year-old, and there's some argument on this about the draft, that worries me, you know, because that's who they take first, is the young men. And, you know, there's no way I'm going to encourage him to go to Canada for many reasons. But I just, you know, when I was a younger man, when I was that age, I didn't sweat it too much. But then again, I mean, we're talking the 70s. I wasn't that old in the 70s. In the 80s, things were a little bit different. Of course, the 80s were contributing to all of this, because everything that's happened up to now has contributed. I mean, you can go way back there. I think Russia's still pissed about some stuff that happened in World War I, not to mention World War II. I know a lot of Germans are. But anyway, scary times, especially with all of these incidents happening around the country with chemicals. And like I've said in a previous video, just, are there that many more? I mean, take the train derailments. You know, you go looking, and nobody recorded that stuff until 1990. And then since 1990, there's been something like 54,000 plus train derailments in the United States. Over 1,000 a year. Are we just hearing about it more? I mean, you know, the 24/7 news cycle. You can get on the internet and, you know, find out what's going on anywhere in the world if you really want to. Or is there really something going on? Between the train derailments, the food processing plants, the fertilizer plants, the refineries, It's just, you know, what the hell is going on? And knowing what's being said at the World Economic Forum meetings, really makes a person wonder. You know, I like conspiracy theories. I've stated that before. But just because I like them does not believe I believe it. Excuse me. Just because I like conspiracy theories doesn't mean I believe every one that I hear or read. Excuse me. Oh, just we got to be careful with this kind of stuff and with our thoughts. Got to pay attention to it, but don't obsess about it. Sometimes I have to take a break from it. You know, on a Saturday or Sunday, I won't watch any of that stuff. You know, I watch videos of babies laughing. You know, I love to listen to a baby laugh. So anyway, I guess what I'm saying there on this is take everything you hear with a grain of salt. You know, that old advice we've got from the old timers forever. You know, and if you have the time and the means, dig a little further, because there just may be more to it than what we're being told. So I'm at my current destination, so I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do.